Ladies and gentlemen, a former World Match Play champion, the winner of 2 Premier Leagues. He is the reigning World Cup champion and the former 2-time back-to-back champion of the world, the Flying Scotsman, Gary Anderson! And gentlemen, a Premier League, a World Match Play and a World Championship finalist, the winner of the Shanghai Darts Master. He is the former World Youth Champion and the bully boy, Michael Smith!
They are great pals, of course, and the master against his former apprentice, Gary Anderson, against Michael Smith, who has the most 180s in this tournament so far, 27 all told, averaged 101 against Johnny Clayton, in that 10-3 victory, and then he's had a couple of gruelers against Mensur Suljovic, and that game against Krzysztof Ratajski in the quarterfinals, 16-13, so he knows all about being in for the long haul. Michael Smith and Gary Anderson, 20 180s so far. That's the 3rd highest in the tournament all told. Justin Pipe, James Wade and Simon Whitlock, his 3 victims in the World Match Play so far, and he was involved in the longest ever final in this wonderful tournament, 21-19 against Mensur Suljovic 2 years ago. What a final that was. And John Parks joined me in commentary. We're ready to go for the first semi-final, and I think we're going to just sit back and enjoy that with our viewers, aren't we, John? We're really looking forward to this.
Absolutely, yeah. This is a match where it just begs to be watched. It's so
game on.
Intriguing. We're just praying for a 180 here to start. But it's not going to be quite that quick for Gary.
96.
It might be for Bully Boy, 180 leader. Of course, with everything we're saying, we have so much expectations of these 2 combatants that we forget that they respect each other quite a bit as in terms of as an opponent, and there's going to be a little bit of a tension maybe at the beginning of the match. They don't know what to quite expect from either themselves or the opponent, as well as they know each other, because every day is different. It's a unique situation for them, as they know each other so well. It's just awkward in a way.
Yeah, well, we've got 2 interesting matchups when it comes to friendships, if you like, because of the amount of time that Gary has spent with Michael, particularly in the early part of his career, but also our second semi-final with Dimi and Duzza from the same management stable. So they've sat around the dinner table regularly, spent time together on the road, and there'll be a little bit of in-management rivalry there, I'm sure.
Rivalry is healthy.
49. Area 136.
So easily
96.
Just leaving the tops for next turn. Smith after 12 darts only at 208, so it is a bit of a slow start for each of them. Gary leaving the double after 15. Will it be a 16 dart leg? No, but that looks good to follow. Well, he's not got the range,
20.
has he?
Michael, you require 130.
So, opportunity for Michael Smith. He's 50% for the tournament.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most amazing
91.
or shocking of the stats about Michael, and in such a good way as well. But there's that double 10 finally, the first leg done, held. Michael won't worry too much that it wasn't that great a leg, and maybe he could have broke, because it is the first leg. No harm done.
Well, there you go, the first 180 of the match, and that makes 28 for the tournament now. And of course, the 180 count, significant for charity in this World Match Play, of course, because the tournament sponsors
100.
making a donation for every 180 that is hit for the Stroke Association. So good news all round.
100.
£14,500 is the last count. Brilliant.
96.
Well, that last dart takes the need away from Smith of going for the 25 and bull. He can start on the 20s. Well, it goes there anyway. Okay, so you go up for like that and then tops. It is a nice pattern, and I can't really blame him going that way despite Anderson not having a finish.
Yeah, that final Gary played in a couple of years ago really was remarkable. And double 10 for Michael here, now switching for fives. One apiece. So going with the throw early on here. But yeah, that final with Mensah was pure theatre, pure drama. Arnaud Mensah was absolutely devastated to lose that in the end. 21-19. The longest ever World Match Play final. How many times down the years during the Phil Taylor domination were finals fairly comfortably settled? But that one 2 years ago had everything about it.
Well, not when I played, Phil. He pinched it from me. I was 16-15 ahead. I wasn't too comfortable when he went 18-16 ahead for the trophy.
100.
– 2002. 18 years ago that was, John.
Oh, it's like yesterday.
$174.
And what great setup play from Gary Anderson. Really ensuring
58. Gary,
he'll be the one to hold throw here and go ahead 2-1. Double two.
He's on the third leg. Gary Anderson. Fullback Michael will do throw first. Game.
Going with throw so far then. 2-1. Gary Anderson leads in this first semi-final, first to 17. But a reminder,
57.
In the World Match Play, for those of you unfamiliar with the tournament format, you have to be 2 legs clear to complete the victory.
57.
And as an example, last night, first to 16, as we see Michael Smith hit a second 180 here. First to 16 last night, but Glenn Darrant needed 18 legs to beat Van der Voort, 18-16, as we went into a tie-break situation. Michael Smith narrowly avoiding a tie-break with Krzysztof Ratajski, 16-13. Brilliant darts from Bully Boy. He's had 9 darts so far. He can take an 11-dart leg here to level it at 2 apiece.
Michael, you require 84.
Yeah, really found it now. And it didn't take him long, did it? Double 8.
68.
And this is about the same comfort level of gap in score here that Gary had last leg. So advantage of throw really means a lot so far in this match. Double 4. And double 2.
Got there in the end with a third dart. He's at 50% for the tournament, but he's only down at 25% for the match when it comes to finishing, Michael Smith. The average is not what we thought they may be, but it's still very, very early, of course. Our first session here. 5 legs. Good recovery with a second dart from Gary.
123.
Brilliant recovery.
Yeah, and he went over the same again on the third dart. Not too far, though. Stayed out of the 5s.
98.
Oh, it's better, much better. Yet to hit a 180, but there you go, right on cue. And his average has gone up from 90 to 95 and a half.
The averages are going to be going up.
Treble 19. Needs double 18 for a 153.
117.
It's going to be back anyway, and width to the wire for Gary Anderson there.
140. Gary requires 36.
Double 18. No problem. It's gone with throw in the first session of this semi-final. Gary Anderson edges him by 3 legs to 2. We're still waiting for that first break and throw.
Welcome back to semifinals night at the World Match Play. Gary Anderson safely out ahead of Michael Smith 3-2. Every leg going with throw. Coming up later, Glenn Durrant takes on young Belgian Dimitri Van den Bergh. And that should be a really clinical, tension-filled classic. Now, Gary had the first leg of the match was a fairly sloppy one. Gary held in 19 darts, but since that time, every leg has been won in 15 darts or less, Nigel.
Yes, and you would expect as the sessions go on here that the standard of the game will just go up and up and up.
81.
Particularly as you get closer towards double figures and towards the magic 17, but as things stand at the moment, nothing between them.
140.
4 180s, 3 to Michael so far. And that means that Michael has hit the 30 180 mark for the tournament. And different averages as well. Significantly different.
85.
As you can see.
Yeah, and it's like I said before in the open of our show that Gary, he knows an opponent when he sees one before he gets there, and he's just predisposed to play better.
That's a great first start for Anderson.
140.
Nice handy 140. Means Michael can't afford to slip up here, and he's just playing so well that he's not going to slip up, is he? He's not going to slip up. No doubt about it. 180 leaves him 48 for level pegging at 3 legs all now.
128. Michael, you require
8 for tops. 16. He's going 8 for tops here. Decent marker.
28.
Well,
Gary,
is this the moment
8.
when we get our first break of throw?
It
is. 4-2 Gary Anderson, and he'll throw for 5-2 here now.
Flag, Gary to throw first.
Big moment, although still very early, John.
Yeah, it's very early, but as Gary went first, the breaker throw means just a slightly more in the long run if it gets down near the end. Just a little harder psychologically when you're down a throw and you started second.
100.
Because now Gary can hold and be up 5-2. Can put some tension into you if you're Michael Smith.
Second 180. Perfect timing for Gary. 22 for the tournament. 9 behind
57.
Michael.
$177.
Terrific darts from Gary there to leave the 116.
58. Gary requires 116.
Well, he doesn't have to take this out. Doesn't have to go for it.
That's good.
He won't anyway. He's got no choice now.
Yeah, he hit a 3 there. That was not helping the cause.
42.
But you need to be a little tidier than that effort because, well, a maximum can always come from the hands of Michael Smith.
56.
If it had, then it would have put him under pressure. And as it is, he's okay. He'll get the 1 dart for tops. And hit it or not, he's feeling good. He does it, and he feels better. Better than good. 5-2.
Well, yeah, and all of a sudden a bit of pressure on Michael to hold his throw here now.
60.
Yeah, well, we have discussions a lot of the time. Is it important to win the bull to go first in a match? Well, this illustrates why it is. Because if you win that bull and start, and you can get the first break, it looks like a much better lead than in reality it is. But that helps you psychologically.
When we talk about those 180 stats, we should say that Michael has played 6 more legs of this tournament so far. But to hit 31 compared to 22 is still quite a stat.
Well, yeah, and before this match started, he was averaging 180 for every 2.5 legs.
Gary's on 22 180s from now 69 legs.
140.
But Gary's finishing as well at 50%. That's solid by anybody's standards, of course.
31.
Has had 1 or 2 shaky moments during this tournament. Had to really battle through against James Wade. Now, tops. Important hold for Michael Smith. Absolutely vital, and full credit to him.
Yeah, not a bad time to get that 120 out either. Because he doesn't put himself under pressure if Gary pressures the score next time. Oh, he's better to have the leg done. In my mind.
93.
Gary needs to recover here after a slack first visit. He's going down for 19s. He's nowhere near the green bit.
58.
Well, serious danger of Gary Anderson conceding a leg with the throw here. They're not hitting the trebles as regularly as I thought they would. Maybe concerned about each other, worried about each other, and the occasion of a semi-final like this.
95. $140.
Good darts, Michael Smith. Pressure on Anderson now.
140.
Just took a deflection with that second dart off the barrel and out of the treble 20, but
yeah, otherwise he would have went to the 18s, but
90.
He's really got to hope for a chance now to get that hold. He needs to rely on Smith missing an outshot. He just hit, and he hit it back to back.
Shanghai, here we go. 120, 20 for tops. Can he do it again?
100. Now you require 28.
Gary Anderson with that previous visit has set him up for this double 14 to save the leg when he was under serious pressure. And Michael Smith will be annoyed that he wasn't able to close that out. So it's an important leg of darts for Michael Smith.
93.
Yeah.
Still the one break of throw in Gary Anderson's favourite, 6-3. We will have a short interval at the end of this leg. And Michael has to win it, you feel.
140.
Yeah, he has to hold his throw, no doubt about it. Gary is such a good front runner. We saw that against Whitlock.
58.
No matter how many times Whitlock fought back, Gary just pulled away again once it got level.
Switching down again, and now for 18s.
93.
It's not really as much as you would have liked, but it's still a handy lead. Michael needs to hit the big numbers now, otherwise he's in danger of being 7-3 down at the
60.
interval. Gary's pressurising him here.
We go to the 18s there. Lead 1-3-4. He got half his score dealt with there.
Yeah, and the finishing of Gary is putting pressure on Michael here, because for the tournament, Gary's hitting 36%, whereas tonight he's gone 6 out of 12 for 50%. Much better.
Well, combine that with his setup play has been quite good as well tonight.
94. Michael, you require 150.
Big moment for Michael. This, he's got the treble 20.
105.
It's Gary looking for the break on tops. to move ahead 7-3. And Gary Anderson,
Leg.
with the greatest of ease, lobs in that dart to the tops. And, well, he's on top of Michael Smith by 4-leg superiority of 7-3. Gary Anderson, can he continue with ease?
Welcome back to Milton Keynes semi-finals night in the Betfred World Match Play Darts, and Gary Anderson has romped into a 7-3 lead after the first 10 legs of this semi-final tie, and he's finishing superb in scoring power too. 7-3 against Michael Smith. Glenn Durrant faces Dimitri Van den Berg in our second semi-final immediately following this. A reminder, the final is here tomorrow night at 8:30. Hope you can join that for a terrific Sunday night of action. Will it be Gary? Will it be Michael? John Part alongside me in commentary. John, I've got to say
Gary
that
to throw first.
after a couple of breaks of throw, and if Gary can hold here for 8-3, even in a race to 17, it's going to take Michael to significantly up his game and Gary to drop his standards for Michael to have any chance of getting back into this, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Gary's forcing the issue. The 3 legs that Michael has won were all 15 dart legs. So the only time he's won a leg is when he's had 100 average. So that's to your point. He has to play around the 3-figure average to be able to run with Gary Anderson in the mood he's in tonight. And 5 of the 7 legs that Gary's won have been 15 or less. So it's quite a good standard,
96.
all in all.
Here's a question for you. Is Michael Smith throwing a little bit slower? Is Michael Smith throwing just slightly slower? I don't know. I think he's looked quicker during this tournament, John.
No, I think the pace picks up when you're successfully striking. So I think it's more a case of you start the same, but maybe you get going faster if you're hitting well.
99.
And if you don't, you're kind of slowing down trying to find the target.
Great analysis from the player's perspective there. Absolutely.
65. Gary upon 108.
Treble 17 leaves tops here for Anderson for 8-3.
68. Michael, you're upon
You would think he'll be
160.
back, but you never know. One moment of magic for Bully Boy. It's not going to happen. Gave it a big build-up.
70.
Well, yeah, he had the 120 out, and he needed that the next leg, missed a double. But it's just an easy tops once again for Gary Anderson. Now 8 of 15 and double, over 50%.
53% checkout for Gary Anderson. Fifth 180 for Michael Smith. 32 for the tournament. But Gary Anderson at 53% finishing far outweighs his tournament checkout of 45 out of 121 attempts, 37% for the tournament. But if he keeps this up anywhere near the 50% mark, there's no way back for Michael Smith, surely.
Well, and this Gary Anderson tonight, it's the best one we've had all week.
It is.
By far, if he maintains this standard. Of course, it's possible to sag. It's a very long format.
100.
But Gary, one of the things he'd like to see as the older player, he'd like to see it get over rather quickly and not have to wear down too much.
60.
Save something for a final.
Needs 9 more legs. But
Yeah.
2 breaks of throw in his favour is a handy cushion to have.
124. Gary for 161.
He can't, can he? Needs the ball!
It's a good leave. His tops he's been not missing.
55.
So pressure on this 55 of Smith.
Yeah, he knows it's a big moment. There's the single 50. Needs tops. This is a big dart now for Michael Smith, and it's the middle of the bet as well. Huge credit for him there. He needed that, and he got it. 8-4, Gary Anderson.
57.
And it's little things like that about Michael Smith that make him a better player today than he was maybe 2 years ago even.
Yeah, that was pressure, and he's cashed in on a slack visit from Gary with the first visit to the board on the throw here. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, Michael Smith will have belief that he can break Gary's throw here.
57.
Needed more than that.
100. 100.
Nice steady tongue for Michael Smith. Gary struggling at the treble in this leg for some reason.
58.
Looks annoyed as well as he retrieves the darts there. Just shows. Never know what's round the corner in this game, do you?
100.
Well, Smith's hoping his first break of throw against Gary is around the corner.
100. Michael Yoko, 104.
You could have 6 darts. It's a tall order for Gary to take out 126, but you'll never rule him out, of course.
52.
Needs 1 treble here.
Gary Yoko,
2 treble
126.
19s. Needs 2 treble 19s. There's 1. He's got the other. Double 6. Oh,
120.
A superb effort, Nigel.
Michael Yoko,
Really
52.
just giving Smith reasons to shake and quake.
big
Tops.
moment. Yeah.
Tens.
He's on the 30 flag.
Break of throw.
And 2 legs on the trot, Nigel, where that third kind of must start went perfectly right in for him. And that builds the confidence, and you can see it in his face. He's looking assured now, even though he's down 3 legs.
Welcome back to the party, Michael Smith. This semi-final, his game very much on. We weren't writing him off anyway. I'm just saying that Gary was playing far superior.
Well, what we said was accurate. He had to pick it up, or he was going to face a quick loss. And he has picked it up in a sense of the timing.
95.
He's making good shots at the right times. Key shots.
$140. $134. Michael Yoko, 127.
Treble 19 would have left the ball. He's back anyway
59.
for a hold of throw with the 68. Now, what can Gary do just to maybe put a little bit of pressure on?
99. Michael Yoko, 68.
68 needed to go within 2 of Gary now. 12 for tops.
48.
Well, if Gary takes this, that will hurt Michael
Gary
Smith.
Yoko, 80.
An opportunity to break back immediately. Single 20 for a stab at tops.
60. Michael
Well, he
Yoko,
went for the 2
20.
tops, didn't he? And in the end, didn't look that clever. It's double 10 for Smith. That's a safe one.
He's on the 40 flag.
Yeah, that first out was a nice marker. So you've got to credit Michael Smith here. Back to within 2 of Gary, who needs a treble here.
100.
8-6, Gary Anderson leads, but Gary really does need to throw here. We're going to go into another short interval at the end of this leg. Will it be 8-7? Or will it be 9-6?
Gary's level of play has gone down a little bit, and it's kind of opened the door for Michael, and he's walking through. Because
58.
Michael, the last 2 legs, he won in 18 darts and 17. Before that, the only legs were only 15 that he'd won. So he wasn't able to do that
60.
earlier against Gary because Gary was playing better.
See, that visit there from Michael is really let Gary off the hook. No treble
58.
again from Gary Anderson. He's leaving that door open for Michael.
Well, it is a long match.
91.
Just about nobody. there's nobody that could run all the way through at the top of their game.
134.
Better from Anderson, averaging 97 now.
Yo-yo 151.
Michael frustrated. Looking to set up now for
55.
his next visit, but the wrong trouble. He's left 96. A bit of a party piece from Michael Smith, putting Gary under the cosh. Tops he needs now. Oh, he's gone high.
56. Michael, you require
Gary's
10.
finishing has started to desert him here.
Yeah.
Double 5 for Michael for 8-7. 1-2. Big moment. Nails it. 8-7, and he'll have the dance when we come back to level the match at 8-all. Wow, drama here at Milton Keynes in the first semi-final. Anderson leads Smith 8-7, and we're back in a few moments.
Welcome back to World Match Play semifinals night, where Gary Anderson has 8 legs, but Michael Smith has taken the last 4 of the legs in the match to pull back from 8-3 to 8-7 down. And coming up later, Glenn Durrant and Dimitri Vandenberg is the other semi. And it should be as tight as this one is. But Nigel, the real concern here for Gary Anderson is the 2 breaks of throw that Michael Smith got against him. He had 18 darts to do so. That means Gary didn't wrap up his leg in 18 darts in both occasions.
Yeah, good point. And the fact that he was so fluent, Gary, in hitting the trebles so comfortably in the early stages of the match, and then that deserted him.
134.
And bit by bit, he's allowed Gary back in, and you can see Gary's confidence just growing and growing.
134.
I do think just not by much, but by a fraction, that enables him to just throw a little bit like he did against Ratajski last time out. Can't call it at the moment because we're only just about halfway to where we need to be for the finish line.
Well, you mentioned Ratajski,
95,
Nigel, and
Gary,
actually
27.
Smith's performance tonight reminds me of how Ratajski's performance had dipped against Michael. Oh, there's a ball for a 1-2-7 out, and that'll help you bounce back every time. Break of throw included.
That is simply sensational, isn't it, from Gary Anderson?
I mean, we were at the point where we were hoping he could leave a double,
60.
and it goes and takes it out.
Wow, 1-2-7 for Anderson, and 9-7. It's like a dagger to the heart of Michael Smith, but he doesn't let it worry him too much. He hits his 8th 180. That's twice the amount that Gary's hit here.
121.
It's warming up nicely.
$140.
Surprisingly, Nigel, that was our first 12-dart leg of the match.
95.
Yep.
Took them, well, 16 legs, I guess, which is really shocking to me. The quality of these 2 players just shows the tension involved.
And now Smith on the verge of breaking back, you would think.
120
for 9-8. Is it going to go like this for the remainder of this match? Tops for Michael Smith. Now double 10, big moment, and he's nailed it.
Yeah, 12 dart of his own to answer for another break. So these are the sorts of darts. These last 2 legs, this is what we expected at the start of the night, but realistically they had to get adjusted in, sort of forget about who they're playing, but what they're playing for. That's the important thing.
44. $100.
Michael stepped it up and is playing nicely. a really
140.
fluctuating game, this. At one stage, he'd have just joined us, by the way. Gary Anderson was 2 breaks of throw clear. In a great position.
140.
Michael Smith, you've got to take your hat off to him. He's battled away. He's taken advantage of blips
Michael, 127.
from Gary Anderson.
Well, Gary just took this out. Treble 19, and Michael might take it out on Bull as well. Oh, he moved the wire.
Gary with 140.
And it is a chance after a 177 for Gary, although he needed 2 trebles. Or a treble and 2 doubles.
42. Michael, you require 25.
25 needed for Bully Boy then to level the match at 9-all. Double 10. Needed that.
The 18 flag. Michael Smith, 19 flag. Gary's.
Needed that. And he's responded to pressure brilliantly.
Yeah.
And after 18 legs of darts, there's absolutely nothing between them here.
Yeah, Michael's last dart in hand at doubles has been very good tonight. It hasn't been perfect, but he's very confident in that situation, and it's shown.
60.
And now the players are starting to get the feel of
58.
the finish line in the distance there. It's in sight. They can start imagining how they're going to get to that line.
This is nice.
140.
.97 average for Gary.
95.
Michael down at 93, but that's going up bit by bit. Needs a treble, really.
57.
Let him off the hook here. They look to fill it up here. There you go. 5th 180 of the match for Gary Anderson. 8 for Michael Smith. This is a real contest.
100. Gary with 28.
Real battle. And there's still a way to go yet. Nice finishing. Double 14. Gary Anderson takes the lead again at 10-9.
Game on.
Gary's finishing is still up at 48%. Over 19 legs of darts.
135.
10 out of 21.
Well, he just had a little lull there mid-match, and you know, he's, as I said, he's got that finish line in his sights, I think, and he can play strong to the end. I think they both can. It's going to be a bit of a sprint.
56.
There we see those averages.
93.
Gary, 99 after that visit. Michael Smith down 92.82. And I was mentioning how Krzysztof Ratajski had dipped to the average leg miss when he played against Michael Smith. But the thing was, Ratajski was still playing quite effectively, just as Michael Smith is here.
140.
Decent 40 for Gary Anderson. Pressure on Michael to hit the big number here. Oh, brilliant, brilliant 140. There's Gary now on 128. Treble 18 would leave. Double 10 for 11-9. What a moment for Gary Anderson. He's taken out a 128. He's taken out a 127. And once again, another dramatic twist in this brilliant game of match play darts. It's a semi-final, and Gary Anderson leads Michael Smith 11 legs to 9. Join us for more in a few moments' time.
Welcome back to the World Match Play, and there we see Gary Anderson hitting a treble 18, another treble 18, and a double 10 for a 128 finish. A break a throw in 12 darts over Michael Smith to take a 2-leg lead in this semi-final match. Gary 6 legs away from the 17 required. We see coming up Glenn Durrant and Dimitri Vandenberg, also going to be very close. But in that last session of 5 legs, The worst leg was 15 darts. There was a 13 dart leg and 3 12 dart legs, and all of the 12 dart legs were for breaks to throw. So these guys have got their big time game on. They know how to attack. They're attacking when they go for 12s against throw.
They are, and it's starting to warm up nicely. We're in an absolutely crucial phase of the match now.
100.
Gary with the throw to go 3 legs clear here, but you cannot feel confident of that because this fella's got a habit of just biting back. Just keeps snapping away at the heels of Gary Anderson. 11-9. And what about that 1-2-8?
Yeah.
Absolutely breathtaking the way he took that out. But still, again, the odd little blip like that leaves the door open for Michael.
Essentially, that's the difference in the match, because the 1-2-8 out, and Michael was on 47. Highly likely to check it out. So, and it would have been a level match. What a huge shot, the biggest shot of the match, that 1-2-8 by Gary Anderson. Goes with the 1-2-7 he's had as well. But that 1-2-8 was huge psychologically, because then Michael had to spend the next few minutes just thinking about it because they weren't playing.
Well, that visit there from Michael where he couldn't hit a treble,
140.
that'll disappoint him, particularly in the way that Gary has responded there now as well. Gary's tipping the 100 average now, 99.6. He's up at
81.
Michael down at 93.2.
Well, why not? It involves a treble 18 and a ball.
The way it moved.
Michael,
That's how close he was. The green bit. 164 needed for Michael. So Gary is going to come back for 25.
94. Gary record 25.
1. Now he's going 9-8. Other side of the board. 4-4. Big moment. Oh, he's nailed it.
First leg, Gary Anderson.
He kept his cool there, all right. We know he's got the experience under his belt to handle the pressure situation. And he's 12-9 ahead, 5 legs away from the Betfred World Match Play final. But Michael Smith will keep chipping away, trying to break back, because remember, when you get to 17 legs, you have to be 2 legs clear of your opponent to be declared the winner.
Well, it would be easy to become frustrated for anybody playing against Gary Anderson when he's in this sort of mood and he's ahead and he just keeps popping up ahead a little further every opportunity. Well, Smith is still okay if he can finish in 6 here, but Anderson's threatening to do the same from 190.
Oh, Michael. What about that 180, the way Gary just slowed up before throwing the 3rd dart, and he still nailed it brilliantly.
28.
Such a natural talent, has left 62. And Gary's going to be back for a 13-9 lead, and that
96. Gary
will hurt.
2.
If he gets this, that will really hurt Michael Smith. 4-4. He got it last time. Oh, not this time.
58. Michael,
You can see his
74.
intensity on display there. Bitter about missing that good opportunity for a break.
Great first dart.
5-5.
Oh,
69.
Michael.
Gary record 4.
Michael. Now Anderson 2-2. This is a big moment, folks.
He's got the 22nd level.
Not the easiest,
Gary
but he makes it look easy. Gary Anderson is 13-9 ahead now and has a throw for 14-9, which would take him 3 away from the World Match Play final, which he won 2 years ago after an absolute marathon against Mensur Suljovic, 21-19.
And this match is, for Smith, it's reached the part alarm status for Smith, because he's 4 legs back of Anderson, who's only 4 legs away from winning. And to me, when that number's the same, you're in trouble.
Especially when you're in double figures in a race
85.
to 17. Well, Gary needed that last start to dig him out of a bit of a hole there, didn't he? But Michael's just nowhere
59.
near. He's way off, isn't he? Not even near a treble on that visit, was he?
And this is where the vast experience of Anderson, he knows exactly how to manage it. He won't get nervy about it or think, oh, what if I'm going to make a mistake or anything. He'll just execute.
Yeah, Gary's just wanting to crack on from here, isn't he? Michael's got to dig deep and find something special here.
140.
Because the 17 leg mark for him is a long way off. And Gary's just hit the ton average, 100.11. It's all adding up to Gary Anderson at the moment. Tops he needs for 14.9. Double 10.
He's on the 23rd leg.
Edging closer, edging ever closer.
Michael, who's through fast. Game on.
14.9. And Michael Smith having a word with himself, looks frustrated, and again dipped below the treble 20. Now the treble 19. That's more like it.
And Gary has finally regained the 5-leg lead he had at 8-3. He's 14.9 ahead. So all the work Smith did coming back is for naught.
You know what, John? I think that 1-8 really hurt Michael and could prove to be the pivotal moment of the match. It may do.
Yeah, and it's not one of the easier ones in the 120s either. You need the 2 trebles and a double. No bull involved. You can't
90.
cheat it, if you will. It was just sort of out of the blue, and it was a crusher for Michael Smith.
60.
And if Gary can break in this leg, he'll have his biggest lead of the match.
Talk to me about Michael's body
100.
language here. What are you seeing from Michael Smith's body language, John?
A little bit iffy, but he's trying to manage it. You can see that as well. It's hard, though. It's hard to be brave and try to be not casual, but normal, and have the normal release and have no tightness. Difficult ask when you're in this sort of a perilous position.
A couple of treble 20s needed for 15 here. Right, 96 for Gary Anderson
96.
for a 15.9 lead and another break of throw. He's got the treble 20, needs double 18. Now double 9.
78. Michael, you require
Yeah, it didn't look
52.
all that sharp on the release on either one of those two at double. Needing just a touch more aggression to get the job done. It's tops, though, to try and pull back a bit. Double 10.
24th leg, Michael Smith.
Needed that.
25th leg, Gary to Corofas. Game.
Shake of the head from Gary Anderson because he missed that double and he's annoyed about it. Oh, look at this.
81.
Yeah, well, it's 4 times as bad to miss 2 darts at double as it is to miss 1. It's exponential as every dart you get in your mind how bad it was you missed.
100.
14.10. Gary Anderson
96.
just about doing enough in this leg. This will put pressure on. Brilliant, brilliant darts from Michael Smith. And what a response that is from Gary. Can he fill it up himself?
140.
Still averaging 99.88, Anderson. And still has that 2
100.
break of throw column in his favour. Of the 24 legs, 8 of them have gone against the throw.
22.
Well, this
Michael, 100.
definitely allows Michael an opportunity to break back, and maybe this game is not all over yet.
Yeah, if Gary had just had a 1 even on that, he would have left the finish.
81.
And because of that bounce out, Gary's not on a finish. Michael coming back for tops for 14.11. Then he'll have the throw for 14.12.
22. Michael, you require 40.
Tops he needs. First time of asking.
25th leg, Michael Smith.
Maybe we're not done yet, John.
26th leg.
Well,
Michael
it's reduced it to just
Corofas.
1 leg different in the
Game.
legs against throw category. So with a good solid hold here, yes, the complexion of the match has changed, but
57.
it requires a good solid hold to throw here, because you know Gary's attacking.
Well, he's switching down, Gary. And he's let
57.
Michael off the hook there. Only a 57. Matching a 57. 140 would have put Michael in trouble there.
60.
Well, Michael's putting Michael in trouble. Gary refuses to punish him. You know he wants to.
25 legs of darts.
100.
In what, just about an hour? Could have been 15-9 up, Gary Anderson.
It doesn't feel like an hour even. It's just such a
It's gone
pleasing
quick.
pace.
Yeah, absolutely. This is nice.
125.
Gary knows he's still got some work to do to see this off. Michael Smith will feel that there is still an opportunity
99.
here. Now just the one break of throw in this man's favour. Looking like a 14-12 game.
57.
First to 17.
60.
60 needed for Michael Smith now. 20 for tops. There's the first bit. Red bin. 14-12.
27 flag Gary to Royface.
A terrific contest here in Milton Keynes.
If Michael Smith comes back and wins this game, it'll mean he successfully came back from a 5-leg deficit, not once but twice in the match.
Yep.
So what kind of heart is that? That's terrific stuff on display for Michael Smith. He might not do it, but he's sure giving it an effort.
Wow, that's a 10th 180 now for Michael. 37 for the tournament, and Gary can't find a treble. Real opportunity if Michael Smith can hit the big numbers again here. Treble 19.
96.
Oh, he senses the opportunity, Smith. And we see those 10 180s to Anderson 6, and Anderson superior in the 140s category. And the tons look about the same.
Michael's got the darts here. It's
121.
with him now to take this out, to go 14-13 and then throw for 14 apiece.
95. Michael O'Connor, 104.
How do you predict a winner from here? Tops.
64. Gary Uruguay, 167.
Well, Gary's had a 127 and a 128, but a 167.
Why not? Why not? Okay then.
140.
Well, Michael had to be thinking, what on earth's going on? This man took that 128 when I was about to take the leg to level the match at one time.
Double 10 working nicely there. 14-13. We're back level on the breaks of throw.
28 leg.
Twice Gary Anderson has been 5 legs clear in this match, and twice this man has bounced back. Great courage. Great determination. Great darts.
140.
Yeah, and the first time he bounced all the way back to level. He didn't just get back in the vicinity. So
96.
it's a really great play from each of them. Gary in getting the leads, and Michael in pulling them back.
He's back to his best, Michael Smith. I think we can officially say that. Playing really nicely now.
134.
It's better from Gary Anderson, but advantage Smith.
57.
Well, 180 would make it interesting if Gary can pick the lot up here.
140. I think 164.
Yeah, another of those. Good setup.
136. Gary
Leaves double 14. Gary was thinking about treble 17 and 2 tops.
91.
But he also leaves tops.
Double 14's the target here now. Yes, he's got it. He's leveled the match. 14 all. 28 compelling legs of darts into this game. A reminder, dancing Dimitri Van den Berg and Glenn Durrant play the winner of this, and that semi-final is coming immediately after this match. But how much longer have we got in this? Pick a winner now, folks.
140. $139.
That was a good 139 from Gary. Needed it on throw as well, of course.
140.
Well, Gary needs this leg in the worst way. He's lost the last 5 legs on the trot. I mean, it wasn't just a
95.
comeback from Smith, it was a steamship.
Oh, he's played brilliantly, Michael Smith. You've got to give him great credit for the way he's just bounced back like he has. And 11-180s now all told. That is brilliant from Smith. And Michael Smith is going to be back to take the lead at 15-14 and go within 2 of the match. Topsy needs. Big moment.
21.
Oh, he's dipped below.
Gary requires
High
65.
drama in Milton Keynes. And the door is still open for Gary Anderson. Well, he wanted the 25 there.
Yeah, 7 for double 4. He's chose this target a few
57.
times, and it's let him down on this occasion.
Required
Oh,
20.
this is tense. This is tense. And he's enjoying success with double 10, Michael Smith. But not that time. That was my fault, sorry.
15.
That's what you call commentator's curse.
Gary requires
Well,
8.
that's what you call very lucky for Gary Anderson, because this is the oldest throw. He needs this in the worst way.
4.
Now Michael can take this
Michael,
out as
you
5
require 5.
and be throwing next leg for a 7th consecutive leg.
Wow. Double 2.
He's
got it.
29 flag.
He's
Michael
got it.
Smith.
15-14. Michael Smith leads now.
30th flag. Michael to
And he has the
reverse.
darts
Game on.
for a 16-14 lead to go within a leg of the match play final in
140.
Milton Keynes.
Yeah,
And all of a sudden, Gary Anderson, from being 5 legs ahead, is in a spot of trouble here.
140.
it's a double-barreled comeback from Michael Smith, twice negating a 5-leg lead. Yes,
It is wonderful from Michael Smith.
91.
Truly wonderful.
you think you'd be disheartened after you got all the way back the first time from 5 legs, and then you found yourself 5 legs down again. No, but Michael Smith, he answered that situation by winning the last 6 legs.
Well, that's why I'm not a darts player, because I'd have given up after the first time. And look at this from Michael Smith. Has left 90. Oh, look at Gary's frustration here.
65. Michael, you require 90.
For a 16-14 lead, Michael Smith in a race to 17. Needs the bull.
65.
The door is still open for Gary Anderson to level it.
Yeah, he needs that treble 19 to leave tops. Yes, so he needs to go all the way to the top of the board to level it. And there is some true class, experience, talent. You can't really explain how good that was.
Michael Smith cannot believe it. He cannot believe it. You would think now this will need a
100.
tie break. If it goes 16 all, we know we will go into overtime. Got to be 2 legs clear at 17 to win the
100.
match. Quite a game, this one.
76.
Brilliant. Dimitri Vandenberg and Glenn Durrant standing by. Oh, this is good from Michael Smith. Very good indeed. A
140.
well-timed 140.
Well, yeah, this is so pivotal now. I mean, it essentially is like the tie-break
140.
situation. They get that throw broken, and it's big, big trouble.
100.
To set himself up.
53. Michael, you require 61.
Leaves a 1-3-2. It's getting tense, isn't it?
89. Gary, you require 132.
Well, Michael sat on 72 now. Treble 19 leaves the ball for Gary. It's not happening here, so an opportunity
64.
again for Michael Smith to break
72.
and then throw for the match.
He's taking his time. He's learned to make the most of these moments. 48, so 8 and tops probably.
48 left. Yep.
52. Gary requires
Well, I'll tell
68.
you what, this is so tense. Placing the final on the line, double four for Gary Anderson. Got it, 16-15.
Gary Anderson.
Pressure on Michael Smith, who effectively is throwing to save the match now. So many twists and turns here in Michael Smith. How Gary
Нормально у него сегодня Топсон.
Да,
Стандартный 1 из 3. Как по ходу поединка.
для 4-го номера рейтинга 1 из 3 это так себе. Плохой подход был у Смита, первый, и, казалось бы, Андерсон должен сейчас схвататься зубами в эту бычью задницу, но пока Андерсон может схватиться зубами только за собственные губы, нервно их прикусывая.
У него там борода, ему будет немножко некомфортно.
Тёма Вахрушев, кросс весь последний год мертвый играет. Смотри, какой год, потому что в прошлом году 2 мейджора взял Роберт.
Слушай, я, вот, честно говоря, уже который год жду, когда он наконец подсядет. Это ваш кросс. Я не то чтобы не люблю его, и не то чтобы не люблю выскочек. Слушай, но с такой техникой рано или поздно он должен просесть. Я вот все жду, уже второй сезон жду. Виталий решил покинуть нас в самый неподходящий момент, 16-16. И, в общем, теперь борьба идет до того момента, пока кто-то из дартсменов не получит преимущество в 2 лега. И начинать будет Гарри Андерсон, как вы видите, но в этом матче, точнее в последних нескольких легах, количество брейков реально увеличилось. И, в общем-то, о каком-либо преимуществе говорить, наверное, не приходится. Не хочется, конечно, Андерсону думать о том, что он может проиграть эту игру. Все-таки он был большим фаворитом где-то к середине встречи, но вот все повернулось на 180 градусов, и в какой-то момент уже Смит, да, был фаворитом в этой игре. Своеобразной качели, американские горки. Называйте это как хотите, но, в общем-то, что мы ждали от этого поединка? Наверное, каждый из нас где-то внутри себя надеялся на такой действительно хороший, интригующий полуфинал.
Читаю комментарии. Алексей Чеглаков. По результатам турнира могу сказать, что в премьер-лиге мало что поменяется, но Эспинол отлетит. На мой взгляд, Эспинол никуда не отлетит.
А почему не Прайс, да, почему не Райт? Почему именно Эспинол должен отлететь?
Один матч, который он уступил на этом турнире, абсолютно не говорит о том, что...
А прикинь, еще будущему победителю.
На 32 Андерсон вышел, редкий случай, и закрылся довольно легко. Я думаю, что он это сделал чисто математически, потому что очень далеко был Смит, а с 32 сложно спуститься до какого-то неудачного дабла. Но вот сейчас снова с 60 начинает лэг на своем начале Смит, и это может сыграть с ним очень злую шутку, если Андерсон сейчас включится, а не как в прошлый раз не наберет ни одного утроения. А вот сейчас спасается, часто он уходит именно в 17-й сектор, а не в 19-й, спускаясь вниз. Ой, какой плохой второй дротик от Смита был. Провалы в игре случаются. Андерсон может брать сейчас быка за рога. Может.
Слушай, ну да, казалось бы, ничего такого он не делает в леге на начале соперника, но тем не менее он фаворит. 2 условно, да, сотни подряд. Но Смит, не знаю, в глазах какой-то потух у него огонек. Не знаю, на автомате он сейчас совершает свои броски или нет, но мне кажется, что он все еще переживает ту секунду, в которую он мог фактически выиграть этот поединок. В леге в начале Андерсона 2 дротика было на брейк, и там уже лег в своем начале, и выигрывая его и становись победителем.
Сейчас очень... Ой-ой-ой, 170 на матч от Андерсона. Нет, не закроется. Оставит ли дабл? Оставляет 36 Андерсон и весьма вероятно будет закрывать эти 36, потому что 141 это слишком сложно для Смита будет. Да, именно так. Гарри Андерсон сейчас получает 3 дротика на то, чтобы выйти в финал. Первым же справляется шотландец и становится финалистом в World Match Play 2020. Но, пожалуй, в целом он выглядел сегодня убедительнее, чем его соперник. И заслуженно, наверное, все-таки проходит финал.
Да, хорош Гарри Андерсон. Кстати, такого, да, вот, может быть, аналогию проведем. Явный фаворит в втором поединке Глен Даррент. И если сегодня Даррент таки одержит победу над Ванденбергом, то нас ждет повторение финала Кубка Джоки Уилсона этого года, где Андерсон был капитаном сборной Шотландии, а Даррент был, как ни удивительно, капитаном сборной Англии. И вот это вот шотландско-английское противостояние, по мне, видится гораздо интереснее, нежели чем вот молодой танцующий бельгиец Ванденберг выйдет в финал.
Uh, 18-16 tie-break victory for Gary. 98 average and 44% checkout rate. Michael came back from 5 legs down twice, but Gary just about got the edge in the end. Story of the match, as we say, 98 average for Gary Anderson, 93.8 for Michael Smith. A 128 checkout for Gary Anderson, the highest checkout for him in that match, and 7 180s. Michael hit 14, but Gary, he had the edge in the end. A thrilling contest. Let's get some reaction immediately now with